There's no new shit to do in the world. It's only like 5 or 6, 7 different foods. And they making all these other foods. There's nothing to do in the motherfucking world but distractions. Think about it. Every young nigga do the same shit. Every old nigga do the same shit. There's nothing to do in the motherfucking world, gang. They ain't give us too many assignments and shit to do in this world. Listen, there's nothing to do here. It's boring as fuck in this prison. Listen, it's boring, gang. What the fuck can you do here? Everybody do the same shit. Everybody run around doing the same shit because there's nothing to do in this prison. Listen, you ever been to jail before?
Yeah, sure.
In jail, everybody do the same shit, right? But what's the difference between jail and here? Everybody do the same shit here. Everybody do the same shit in jail. It's the same. Gang, we already in jail. You locked. Listen, the ward in jail, and then you got the president setting the rules, telling you what to do. Right? Even in certain neighborhoods, they got time where you can go to sleep, where you can get up. Neighborhoods I live in, you can't turn your your lawn before 7 o'clock in the morning. So they putting rules and stipulations on you everywhere you go, just like in jail. So how the fuck I'm not in jail? If you drive, you gotta go get a driver's license to drive. Just like when you in jail, you gotta get a hall pass to walk the halls. Stop playing with me, man. They police this bitch. They police jail, gang. I'm in motherfucking jail, locked in this motherfucking body. What? The fuck you talking about, gang?
Well, answer this question. You ready?
Ecclesiastes chapter 1 and verse 8. All things are full of labor. Man cannot utter it. The eye is not satisfied with seeing, nor the ear filled with hearing. So this is just letting us know that work and labor is a constant thing. It is not necessarily wrong with labor or work. You should embrace it. You should understand, the value in hard work. So it's very important. And I just wanted to start with this scripture just to, go into an overall point about what the brother in the beginning of the video was making regarding this world and how pretty much we're limited to what we're in, to what we know, what we see. But at the same time, you have to understand in this society, in this world, things don't necessarily change. There's nothing new under the sun. There's no new thoughts. There's no new, aspirations. There's no new ways. We all have the same, ambitions or ways for the most part, just in regards to, as a whole, us in unison. Everybody wants to make it. Everybody has a goal to make it and be successful and be comfortable in their life. That's like one commonality between people. We all want to be in a position where we're comfortable, where we're living and, we're content with it. We live in this world where everybody's on this hustle and bustle for the most part. You have some people that's lazy, some people that like to scam, some people that like to, do certain things by different means in order for them to get where they need to go. But, that's all under this umbrella of this world. That's all under this society. And it just speaks to these scriptures here. So let me just read on in verse 9 where it says, the thing that have been, it is that which shall be, and that which is done is that which shall be done. And there is no new thing under the sun. Right. When it says thing, it's just going into ways. It's like thoughts, aspects that's associated with people. We all have aspirations. We all have goals. We all have certain aspects of jealousies. There's no new thing under the sun. There's no new thoughts. There's no new real innovations. Even if you have somebody that's innovative to a degree, that's something that's still in replica because innovation is not a new thing. Innovation in and of itself is not a new thing. So that's the point. It's like there's no real new things in this world. There's nothing new under the sun. And this is not talking about reincarnation. It's not talking about reincarnation. It's just talking about the ways of this world. There's nothing new under the sun. You know what I mean? Like based off of how things were in the ancient times, it's the same thing going on today. It's just a little bit more advanced. But in all, it's the same thing. Same aspirations. David, right? He had sex with another man's wife. You see that a lot in this society. And I'm not trying to use David in a negative sense. I'm just saying these things are ways of people. Whether it be bad or good, it's still ways of people. It's still something that is not like an anomaly. Back in the ancient times, there wasn't an anomalous situation. When Esau came into the world, that was a new thing. But even all this AI and all this stuff, these aren't really new things. They're not. So it just goes into the understanding of that when it comes to what's laid out here in Ecclesiastes. There's no new thing under the sun. Is there anything whereof it may be said, see, this is new? It have already been. It have been already of old time, which was before us. See, there's nothing new in this world. And you could look at that as a negative or a positive. It's just a factual thing. It's just a thing of understanding that, human beings, for the most part, we have these similarities. Obviously, there's things that make us different, but there's these similarities within us, just in regards to the overall, aspect of living. Like, we all want to live comfortably. We all want to be in the point where we're living comfortably. You have certain people in power who want to, come in first place. We all want to be the king. We all want to have good things. So that's a part of life. That's a part of the ways of this world, where it's like there's no new thing under the sun. Just laying it out. Pretty much Solomon letting us know. There's no remembrance of former things, neither shall there be any remembrance of things that are to come with those that shall come after. Right? Because there's no new thing. That's the point. When it says there's no remembrance of former things, it's just going into the fact that the things that we adhere to now, they was adhering to back in the days. It's the same thing that was going on back in the days. There's no new thoughts. There's no new ambitions. There's no new goals. There's people back then who wanted to rule the world just as much as there's people now who want to rule the world. You wanted to be a boss back then. There's people who want to be a boss now. There's people who party, get into gluttony and revelry back then. Same thing now. They was pushing homosexuality and all this weird stuff back then. They're doing it now. There's no new thing under the sun. So, I just wanted to go into this because it speaks heavily to the beginning of the video where the brother was just going into it. He was saying it in a clunky way, but I get what he was saying. Just letting you, just pretty much going back to these scriptures. This is why the scriptures are reality. Because even, your average person who may not even read the Bible, they profess things that's associated with the scriptures, because the scriptures are reality, especially when it comes to a black man, because that's associated with us naturally. So it's like the scriptures is reality. It's always going to hold true. It's always going to apply. It just always will. It always will. And even with the brother where he was saying how, like, this is a prison. This is a prison. That's why this is captivity. Where we're subject to the power structure. That is a prison. In prison, you're subject to a power structure just as you're subject to a power structure outside of it. It's just that's more of this is more of an extension. In prison, it's more how would you say, intimate in regards to, like, you're in it. But this by extension is a prison. You have a social security number, you have a birth certificate. Those numbers that's associated with you is the same thing as like a bond number that's associated with you in prison. Because you're made money off of, you're a commodity. We are all debt slaves to this society. You could look at the debt chart right now, it's increasing. And we did not incur this debt, but we are slaves to it because we're a commodity. We're the citizen. We are the money. All right, we're in the book of Baruch, chapter 2 and verse 30, where it says, "For I knew that they would not hear me, because it is a stiff-necked people, but in the land of their captivities they shall remember themselves." See, in our captivities, what is this? What is captivity? Captivity is prison. We're subject to a power structure. Most of our people, back in the ancient times, they were in different captivities in different regions, subject to, different kingdoms, just in regards to the power structure. So in this society, in the land of our captivity, we shall remember ourselves, meaning we are waking up to who we are as Israelites. You see, the fact that the brother understood that this was a prison, that comes with it. Even though he may not understand he's an Israelite, when you come into this understanding, it's like a package deal where you learn that you're an Israelite as well as what this world is about, what this truly is. We are all debt slaves to this society. We are all subject to a power structure where we're controlled. We have bond numbers. We have social security numbers. It's the same thing as in a prison. So we have to understand, just like I said, just by extension, in this world, it's still a prison. You're still subject to rules and regulations and things of that nature, and certain rules that's corrupt. Right? This world is corrupt. We already understand that. It's so corrupt. You look at the debt chart right now, it just lets you know that we are commodity. We are the money. We are slaves to the debt system, even though we did not incur the debt. So that just lets you know, further letting us know that, yes, we are in a prison. And the Most High is blessing some of us by giving us a certain understanding and helping us wake up. just as it tells you in the scriptures. Also, it tells you, I believe it's in Psalms, where it tells us that Israel shall be in no more remembrance. So, earlier in the scriptures is letting you know that Israel shall no more be in remembrance. And then when you read on, it tells you in the land of our captivities that we should remember ourselves. So those things, they balance each other out. That's how you know that it's talking about us. That's part of the reason how you know. It's so obvious, right? So it's very important for us to understand and have a real perspective on life and what this world is really about. Yeah, it's a prison, but at the same time, you understand how to assimilate and you just, take what you can out of this prison. Even Nas said it on a song, no idea is original. There's nothing new under the sun. It's never what you do, but how it's done. What you base your happiness around, material, women, and large paper, that means you're inferior, not major. Right. We can't base these things around meaningless things. Just in regards to the vanity aspect, obviously a woman means a lot. There's certain material things that mean a lot, but in the grand scheme of things, put the Most High first. No idea is original. There's nothing new under the sun. It's never what you do, but how it's done. What you base your happiness around, material, women, and large paper, that means you're inferior, not major. Base your happiness around the Most High,